closing statements about the GDC this year?
Yes. I thought it was an amazing event, full of interesting revelations regarding, hey, let's catch that taxi. Come on, catch that cab. Thanks. Regarding alternative reality games. And I'm feeling good. I thought I was going to die, but I found out I'm not. That's great. So, you know what? I'm going to have some wine.
Oh, it's the best to live.
Cash cab? You have cash cab?
Yes.
Customer cash?
Yes. Why we catch a cab without cash? Cafe Americano, please.
So I had a great time at the GDC.
Yeah, how what? Tell me about it. 'Cause you were there more than I was.
Personally, my favorite seminars.
Huh? What?
Where are you going?
Oh, Cafe Americano is Hotel Vital on in Embarcadero. Yeah, you got it. Nice. Yeah.
So anyhow, I thought my favorite seminars were the one on educational video games because I learned significantly about
game?
what went wrong with educational video games.
Ooh, what went wrong?
Well, it seems the development of the games themselves didn't engage, the demographic that were intended for, and also there were a lot of mistakes made with sort of literary video games in which tried to mimic a linear narrative onto a non-linear medium like video games. Video games are interactive.
There's a lot of that, though. Yeah.
There's virtual. It's not
very
meant to
non-linear,
be.
yeah.
It's not meant to be.
Which reflects the linear thinking of the person that made it.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I
I
enjoyed the GDC quite a lot this year.
I enjoyed what I saw, but I'm sorry I was sick. But what I saw I liked, and what I liked I saw.
As far as like ARG games, I'm still not really kind of sold on the ARG games.
What?
To me, it doesn't really interest me whether I'm playing a video game and it's attached to an object in the external world. I'm not really so interested in.
Here's the unique part about it, though.
Like that, especially that Shark Attack game.
Well, that's different, but
I
it
don't
might
really
come
care
to a
if
time.
I'm controlling a console that is attached to a shark in the ocean. It just seems
I agree.
wrong.
I agree. Now, it might come to a time, however, that you might be playing an alternative reality game and not know it.
How so? Can you give us an example?
Yeah, a very sinister one. You might be asked to do something, go to a website by someone you respect, and that website is part of an overall game to achieve an objective. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. Sometimes it's a good thing. I think, for example, BarackObama.com was a type of reality game. Why? Because it had a meter for you to register how much in terms of donations you got. You compare it against your friends. You create events, and it created this cyber competition, which really took place in the real world by you having events and creating all these different groups.
But that's not really a reality game so much as a social online network.
But that's the point. Some of the best alternative reality games are social online networks.
Well, but I mean, definitely the two overlap. But I would say that our ARG games are different than online social networks.
And I would say that when you can't tell the difference, that's when we're in danger. And I would offer that's where we are at right now. Someone can develop an alternative reality game out of a social network. Because you identify it as a social network and not a game, you don't know how you're being manipulated.
Sure, but I mean, I can make the same argument in sort of marketing for feature films as well. There's that whole aspect of.
Well, let me give you Cloverfield, for example.
Exactly, Cloverfield.
But how many
the Blair Witch Project.
Right,
I mean,
but how many websites did? Oh my God, are we in trouble? How many websites? How many websites did Cloverfield have that were fake, and you had to determine which one was fake and which ones wasn't? But here's the reality: all the websites are real. Why? Because they're all websites, right? But then there's like a fake website, huh? You see what I'm getting at?
No, see, I don't think that really. I mean, Cloverfield was marketed very well.
Yes,
as sort of like a parallel to 9/11. So it had a lot of interesting parallels to like the tragedy of 9/11, made with like these super alien monsters or something like that. But I think those ARG type games, they don't really interest me so much.
Well,
I mean, I don't.
It interests me more to make one than to play one. Although I tried playing Cloverfield because I thought it was clever.
Because if you think about it, then it's just like social psychology.
Yeah, it is.
It's just an experiment in social psychology. Is what it is.
Yes, yeah. But then that's what games are. I mean, all the way down to
Well, games are like strategy involved, and there's a lot of different aspects involved to games. I don't think you can just generalize and say they're just
from a designer
a
standpoint.
part of sociology.
Yeah, from a designer standpoint, sure. I mean, as a game maker, my concern is how to get you to do something and whether or not you're doing it. How many steps you're doing it in. That's all part of what is important to you. Yeah. So from my standpoint as a game developer, it is social psychology. Everything is. Yeah.
I mean, there's an aspect to social psychology, but that's not all I think it entails, really. But I mean, I can see the context could imply
Sierra,
that.
you need to make the Sierra Choi game. Find Sierra.
You mean where in the world is Carmen Santiago?
No, where in the world is Sierra Choi?
Sierra Choi.
Yeah.
All right.
See?
Yeah, I want people to.
She likes it.
I want people to keep tabs on me like that. That'll be a great game.
Yeah.
I love that.
See? Appeal to the lady's ego. That's the thing.
All right, so that's our
Isn't that right?
GDC.
Even the cab driver agrees with me. What's your name, man?
I agree with you guys.
Thank you. I'm Zennie. What's your name?
Okay, my name is Salah. I'm
Salah.
from Yemen.
Pleasure. Zennie.
So
Pleasure.
our
Sierra.
cab driver agrees with that
Right.
case.
Salah agrees with us.
Yeah,
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
fantastic. So that is our wrap up for the GDC 2009.
Yeah. We'll be back. Where's
Next
the governor
year.
said, I'll be back.
I'll be
Hasta
back
la
next
vista,
year
baby.
making more commentary.
That's right. In
All right.
cabs. Almost getting in accidents. Right.